which brings me on to the next couple of wines. These are the Lapis Luna wines. Now, this is another brand that I'm not overly familiar with. But these, I was doing some research, and they were quite. They were a smaller company, but they were quite widespread and quite well known, and had quite a following for quite some time. So, please tell me the story behind Lapis Luna.
Cool. Ev, you want me to take this one?
Yeah, you love telling stories, Andrew.
I do. I can't help myself, you guys. Thank you so much for having us on, Jamie.
No,
This
I'm
is really
loving this. I'm loving this. I've
this,
already listened to a few interviews with you with other people, and
oh,
I can do this. I can do this.
okay. So Lapis Luna was launched in 1999 by Bruce Weiss, Sal Nuccio, and one other.
Two people.
Were
Yeah,
they related? They were
Bruce.
related to the Hess family, right?
Yeah, wow, very good memory. Oh yeah, I mean we could go kind of deep off onto this one, but basically Bruce was the CFO at the Hess collection, and
Right.
and uh, there was some excess fruit initially from Pope Valley, like real good fruit excess. And so Lapis Luna kind of quietly launched in the late 90s. This was the original label.
I'm just looking
And
at the chin.
yeah, so again, this would be like
here.
full resurrection. The
Yeah.
brands that we're looking at today, we would consider them to be a revolution in package, right? We're launching a new brand with the same name. So Lapis Luna grew to be about 10,000 cases in the early 2000s. It was rooted in California. And we acquired it in 2018. It was about 3,000 cases. And through a series of surveys and interviews, and Bruce actually, he just retired. Bruce was our CFO until December of last year. He just retired. Yep. So if Bruce is listening, Bruce, we love you. I'm actually hoping to go see Bruce next week, Ev. So we found that consumers thought that the name meant blue moon. So basically, we send out Google surveys and Instagram. Tell us what you associate with the brand. Tell us what you think about this. So blue moon, okay. Lapis lazuli is the stone, the blue stone. Did you have something in there?
Well, no, I was going to say the only thing you kept from that old label is the blue moon, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I never noticed that. Right. Okay.
Yeah. So we really leaned into the moon aspect, and particularly, right, we're trying to evoke emotion. We're trying to be real positive in the world. We're all for wine, wine for all. So we're inspiring people to reach for the moon with Lapis Luna. Each label shows a faceless hero reaching for the moon. And the artwork for this we found in an old book from the early 1600s. This is historical artwork. It's almost 400 years old. It was in a book, Loving Desires. Pia Dizeria is the book's name, and it was very popular in the 1600s. Hundreds of copies were sold.
New York Times bestseller list, right?
Exactly. And the artwork's awesome and fairly bizarre. And like what's going on back there? There's a skeleton with a feather. This supposedly is
my 10-year-old son. They were on the kitchen island. My 10-year-old son was transfixed by them because he's all about Dungeons and Dragons and
the
Gathering and all that stuff.
Very cool.
Dad, these are so cool. So
we'll send him a poster. We'll send him a poster.
Oh, you have,
and then really trying to hit home the inspiration. So on the front label, it's our faceless hero reaching for the moon, and then on the back, she's holding a burning heart with a message, a call to action. The perfect time to start never arrives.
Okay,
that one, and then the Zinfandel. Look beyond the dangers of the forest. Be brave.
Inspiration.
We are very brave here. We're often afraid, but the liquid courage there.
Yeah, there's something to note there. We didn't do a lot of block text in terms of describing the wine. We just did 4 descriptor words. We really wanted people to discover and kind of check out the label and go through the journey of that rather than read block text.
Nicole, I know that you would have had some experimentation with Zin in the past. Had you done much with Cabernet?
Bonny Doon started the skew a proper claret. Are you familiar with that?
Oh God, yes, I had forgotten all about that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So yes, I have,
Okay, I
just
had I had
with
forgotten
that
that's
brand, we did a lot of work with Cabernet.
all right.
Um, but the style was different than I would say like for what Lapis was shooting for. Um,
What are you
I
shooting for with these wines? That's what I would like to know.
Yeah, I think consistency was sort of number one when I joined and started making Lapis Luna. I think more focused on like 2021 is when I started to really um, kind of understand the label and understand, the wines and what style we were going for. Um, and making some changes to the sourcing and where we were sourcing. Sometimes it was more North Coast. Like some of the varieties we definitely source from the North Coast of California. Um, but we were also getting a lot of really good cab from the Lodi area. And so changing some of those, like the red blend, moving from North Coast over to Lodi. Um, it was right about the time I was starting to work with WarRoom that going out to these vineyards in
Yeah.
Lodi, especially, and just looking at some blenders. I was able to source some blenders down in the Paso area, some Petite Syrah. Um,
Oh, by blenders, you mean
actually,
things to blend in with the other wines.
yes, yes. And so, like for me, I really like to work with grapes whenever possible, so that I can really have a little bit more influence on the wine style and be able to, have the ability to blend and know all of the components intimately.
So the 2021 Lapis Luna cab is all Lodi fruit, or for the most part, 85%, I guess. But what is it that you believe Lodi does to the Cabernet grape? What does it bring to the wine?
I think that it's a ripeness that I'm looking for. Like for instance, when I was talking about the proper claret, we were sourcing Cabernet from cooler climate
Mhm.
areas and managing um, sort of that vegetal character that might come through or acidity balance, where Lodi, can consistently ripen the fruit so that you have this you know, beautiful fruit structure that is really limited on, you don't have so much vegetal character to have to, work on. And that the acidity comes into balance when the fruit is getting ready to be ripe. Um, it's it's different areas where you can source in Lodi have an influence on when the fruit's getting ripe and if it can withstand some of the heat waves that we've been
Yeah.
experiencing in California. Um, so yeah, for all those reasons, I think that's really like what's really great about Lodi. And some of the vines are older vineyards, which have a really great mid palate
Yeah.
to them.
Jamie,
This
if
is
I
our
could,
best-selling wine too. I think this is in the zone, Nicole. This is the Lapis Luna Cabernet is our best seller
Oh, I see.
almost every single month as a company. Um, we talk a lot about like black fruit, more like plum, blackberry than red fruit, cherry. So it's like real black, and then uh, good acidity. Like it really over delivers on the fruit, but then there's that really balanced acidity, Nicole, and smoothness. So there is structure, but it's not nothing's overly extracted. It's like kind of velvety and smooth.
Where do you
something
feel this sits at the dinner table?
You go ahead, Andrew. You're good at this.
Oh man. My wife was doing some research on you, Jamie, before, and she said, "Now he may ask some hard-hitting questions.
Oh, come on. I'm
Not that
very
this one is,
friendly.
not this one is at all. But, what is kind of controversial? Okay, where does this sit at the dinner table? I think that Lapis is before the dinner starts. I think that Lapis.
Sorry.
There she did. She was just here, and I think she's. I'm gonna say you're never gonna believe what he asked me.
Fantastic. Sorry, I interrupted your flow and your aliens.
No.
Your aliens.
Okay. I don't think that Lapis needs food. To me, there's lots of fruit. I think that the oak profile, it brings like this toasty kind of vanilla characteristic. I just think is wonderful. It can, right? And I've done it with spicy before too. It's got the acidity there. But to me, if you're going to have this with food, it would be kind of lighter dishes, chicken, or even I think that the Lapis Cab can go with fish. It doesn't need something huge and heavy. But my recommendation would be this is what you open when people are showing up. And it's kind of before there's, this is kind of the one of the opening wines.
Now,
what do you think, Nicole?
My eyesight is not what it used to be. What is the alcohol on the Zin and the Cabernet there?
I think the Cab's just over 14. The Cab is 14 on the dot, and the Zin, which comes
14.5.
Yeah, the Zin is a vineyard out of Ukiah, so Mendocino County, so much further north, and the Zin's just over 14.
Right, so there's no bigger wines, right?
You were asking about kind of what Lodi does, and I just want to give kudos to Nicole. One thing that she mentioned is the quality and consistency. That's really important to us. Going from vintage to vintage, especially with Lapis, we rarely have people kind of call out vintages anymore, and we put it on the back label. It's quite big on there, but yet people don't really ask about that or talk about from this vintage to has it changed. We really want to keep consistency in that quality. And conserving that same price point. We haven't fluctuated in that. We want to deliver that value and knowing that when somebody grabs one of our bottles, it's going to taste the same, and it's always that same delicious quality.
Excellent. Which brings us on to our last wine. I would love to be having big healthy glasses of this, but I have to go on a long drive later today. So I may bring some of this wine to Toronto with me.